Guys, what the F is happening here in China, especially with NIO? Well, I just got out of my lockdown, and to my surprise, the service center that I usually go to and I filmed a lot of videos at, the NIO service center, completely sealed off, closed. The Gen 2 swap station there also closed down, and I desperately needed a swap, so I went to one of the remaining open Gen 1 swap stations that was actually nearby. And I was talking to the swap technician. He said like a lot of the swap technicians are also under lockdown and it's just him by himself. So instead of a 24-hour swap station, it was only open 12 hours a day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And he doesn't dare return to his home because if he does, he might get locked down. So he sleeps in the van next to the swap station. And damn, this is just crazy. And a lot of NIO stores like in Beijing are closed down. Let's be honest. In Beijing, like we got the better end of the stick. In other cities, in smaller cities, because Beijing, Shanghai, they're like tier 1 cities, most of the stuff is going to be open. But if you look at the smaller tier 4, tier 5 cities, like some of the cities in Xinjiang, Urumqi, or if you look at like Inner Mongolia, like Hohhot, or other cities like that, man, they've been under lockdown for like 2 months already. And nobody really knows about it because, they never get that much media attention. So they've just been locked down for a long time. And I checked in online, checked out the NIO House in Hohhot online, and it was like just consistently under lockdown. It was not open because the whole entire, like all the shopping malls there are closed off. So as you can clearly tell, it's not doing too good. All right, these lockdowns are really hurting everybody. It's not just NIO themselves, but one important thing you gotta understand is why is China doing this kind of draconian lockdown, and the reason behind this will surprise you. And this was what I was told by a friend that works at NIO. So this is gonna blow your mind. All right. Well, the reason they want to do this lockdown is because if you look at Russia, what happened during Russia's invasion of Ukraine, all those foreign companies, they pulled out, right? And all of a sudden that just looks really bad on Russia. And then all of a sudden, these consumers, they can't really shop at places that they want to shop at. So I was told, and this is just a theory. What the true motive is unknown. I'm told that the reason that the lockdowns are so severe when they could be actually a little bit better is because they want to flush out foreign investment. You heard me right. They want to flush out foreign investment, and it's actually working. So Carrefour, one classic example, actually behind me, there's a big Carrefour store. They're closed down. Right? Carrefour is slowly exiting the country, more like they're being forced out of the country. And by doing this, the Chinese government has option to promote a more local grocery chain like BHG or something like that, and that way they have more influence and more control over it, right? So that's something to keep in mind. And like if you go to all the shopping malls, a lot of them are closed off. And here's a quick clip inside this one shopping mall. There. So what you're seeing is that all the businesses are struggling and suffering, not just one or two businesses. Everybody is suffering. And what NIO has to do with to cope with this is, they've moved to officing and working at home. So all the NIO sales rep, they call customers at home and all that kind of stuff. They basically just chat up existing customers and that kind of stuff. But of course, you can't really get new customers during this tough period of time because the stores are all closed. So that's very, very unfortunate. Now it's getting so bad to the extent that, because of the recent fire in Urumqi in Xinjiang, right? 10 people died. They were locked down in their homes. Building was on fire. They couldn't get out. Fire department was slow as well. And people were just protesting. And what you're seeing right now is just a huge amount of protest. I mean, for you got to understand something. Like, Chinese people, they never protest. It's just very, very rare for them to protest. And for this to happen in all the different big cities all across China, like Shanghai, Beijing, you got like Chongqing, Wuhan, like all the big cities, people are protesting, and they're holding up blank white sheets of paper to show their dissatisfaction with the government and how they want freedom. And even they've gone as far as saying they want CCP to step down. They want the president to step down. That is just crazy, guys. That is just crazy. That is something that we've never seen before. Like, for something similar, like, you got to go back to 1989. Like, what happened back then in 1989 with the whole Tiananmen Square incident. But even then, they weren't really requesting that the CCP step down. They were more like, hey, we want more freedom. We want more, like, we want our voices to be heard. But CCP, you guys just you guys are still there. All right, just change some of the rules. This right now, they're just telling the CCP to step down. That's just crazy. That is something that has never happened in China's history. So it is a very uncertain time, and businesses are really, really suffering. I mean, like, come on, look at that video. Everybody's closed. Like, how are you gonna do business, right? That's crazy. And to think that, and me being optimistic, I mean, like, this is the good side of it. Like, we're just locked down for like maybe 1 or 2 weeks. Man, some cities 2 months. 2 months, no food. They couldn't go to the hospital. So, yeah, it is a tough period of time, but I'm sure NIO will survive through this, no problem. But it is tough. It is tough, guys. And that's the takeaway of this video. It is very tough. Things are very different here in China, and people are upset. All right. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Stay tuned for the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy. Love you guys all. Peace out.